श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदामह्यं ददाति सपदान्तिकम् आर्दानशृणं दन्तरिदं याचे पुनः पुनः श्रीमद्रूपपदाम्भोज धूलिस्यां जन्म जन्मनि अनर्पितचरिं हरिपुरटसुन्दरद्युतिः कदम्बसन्दीपितः सदा हृदयकन्दरे स्मृत्वा शशिनन्दना संसारदुःखदृढौ परितस्य कामः क्रोधादिनकर्मकरैः कबलीकृतस्य दुर्वासना निगडितस्य निराश्रयस्य चैतन्यचन्द्रमवदेहि पदावलम्बम् चैतन्यचन्द्रममरुत्कुमुदम्बिकाश्य हृद्यं विदेयचिन्तनभृङ्गरङ्गैः किञ्चापराधतिमिदं निबिदं विदूषभादामृतं सदयपाय दुर्गतं मां सङ्कर्षणाकारणतो यशायि गर्भोदिशायि च पयोब्दिशायि शेषस्य श्यां सकला सरित्यानन्दाख्यरामा शरणं ममास्तु अमलकमलकान्तिं नीलसस्तां सुकेशीं शशिधरसमवक्त्रां खञ्जनाक्षीं मनोज्ञां स्तनगतमुक्तादामदीप्तां किशोरीं व्रजपतिसुतकान्तां राधिकाम् आश्रयम् भजामि राधाम् अरविन्दनेत्रां स्मरामि राधां मधुहास्मितस्यां वदामि राधां करुणाभराद्रां ततो ममान्यास्ति गतिर्न कापि हा देविका कुहरगद्गदयाद्यवाचा याचे निपत्तिभुवि दण्डवत् अस्य प्रसादमबुधस्य जनस्य कृत्वा गान्धर्विके तव गणे गणनां विदेहि शामे रमारमण सुन्दरता वरिष्ठ सौन्दर्य मोहित समस्त जगज्जनस्य श्यामस्य वामभुजबद्धतनोकदां त्वाम् इंदिरा विरल रूप परां भजामि. First of all, offer my millions of obeisances to lotus feet of Asmati Guru Pad Padma, Nitila Preshta Jagat Guru Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Then I offer obeisances to lotus feet of Kiranji Swami Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Dandi Maharaj Ji, Namnishta Santa Shri Aniruddhas Prabhu Ji, all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who are gathered here. Please accept my humble obeisances and welcome to this class of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, what is the verse, Didi?
March chapter 2, text 11.
Chapter 2, text 11, Adi Lila. Okay. Then the text 11. Vadanti tattva vidastatvam yadjnanamadvayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdate. Vadanti, in Sanskrit, Vadanti means they say. Tat, that. Tat. Tat means that. Sanskrit, tat tetan, they. They, those two, many of them. Tat. Tattva vidaha, learned souls. Tattva means those who know the tattva. Tattvam, the absolute truth. Yat, which, jnanam, knowledge, advayam, non-dual. Brahma, iti, thus, Paramatma, thus, Bhagwan, thus, iti, Shabdate is known as. The learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth say that it is non-dual knowledge and is called impersonal Brahma, the localized Paramatma and the personality of Godhead. So basically here the absolute truth has three manifestations. One is the impersonal Brahma, then the localized super soul. Localized means in the staying in the heart of all living entities, and the supreme personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. The Sanskrit verse appears as 11th verse in the first canto of second chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Sutta Goswami answers the questions of the sages headed by Shaunaka Rishi concerning the essence of all scriptural instructions. So this is actually Sutta Goswami answering. Who asked the question? The great sages headed by Shaunaka Rishi asked this question. Tattva Vida refers to persons who have knowledge of the absolute truth. So basically, Guru must be Tattvavid. Tattvavid means he must have the knowledge of the absolute truth. Otherwise, he is not a Guru. Understand? So basically, these days, a lot of people, they don't know the tattva, but they take the title Sadguru, Jagadguru, blah, 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 or anything goes on in the name of, but not knowing any tattva. They cannot answer even one question properly. They have not read Jaiva Dharma, and they are actually uh, Guru, understand? And some people, they are actually, Gurudeva was telling that they simply go to Babaji's. They give up our Guru Parampara, Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Ji, Gurudev, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, simply go to Babaji's. Read the very elevated books, which are they are not qualified to read, and then they fall down. Then they take a boyfriend, girlfriend, or some widow, beget children from her. They try to be prematurely Babaji's. Gurudev was telling that this is not correct. We should try to understand this Chaitanya Charitamrita. I have attachment for Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Gurudev, and Srila Prabhupada. We should not try to jump. So they can certainly understand knowledge without duality because they are on the spiritual platform. The absolute truth is known sometimes as Brahman, sometimes as Paramatma, and sometimes as Bhagavan. Sometimes means those who are Gyanis, uh, they are more interested in Brahma aspect. Understand? And then those who are yogis, they are mystics, they are more interested in Paramatma, the localized super soul who is in the heart of all living entities. And the devotees, they are more interested in Bhagavan. Persons who are in knowledge of the truth know that one who tries to approach the absolute truth simply by mental speculation will ultimately realize the impersonal Brahma. And one tries to approach the absolute truth through yoga practice will be able to realize Paramatma. So basically, by mental speculation, the Lord will be perceived to be formless. So basically, that is the thing, Like I was reading that so many temples were destroyed by Muslim kings because they thought God has no shape. So deity worship is forbidden, taboo. That is not the case actually. God has a form and He has a very beautiful form. And many scriptures, Quran, Bible also say that God has a form. So, impersonal Brahma, that aspect is not very charming. How about the approaching Lord through yoga practice like Ashtanga Yoga and try to realize Him as Paramatma? But Paramatma also has no mercy. Paramatma is only witness. He is in the heart. He is a witness. He will give a little help, but not so much help. But one who has complete knowledge and spiritual understanding realizes the spiritual form of Bhagavan, the personality of God. So compared to these Brahmavadis or to these Paramatmavadis, what devotees of Narayan are superior. But even superior to the devotees of Narayan are the devotees of Brajarandan Shyam Sundar Krishna. Devotees of the personality of Godhead know that Sri Krishna, the son of the king of Braja, is the absolute truth. So basically, Madhusudan Saraswati Pad also was actually a staunch Mayavadi, but he also said, Krishna Param Tattva Kemapi Aham na jane. I don't know any tattva more than higher than Krishna. He is a Vasamurdhva. No one is equal to him, no one is superior to him. So devotees do not discriminate between Sri Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastime. You should not try to discriminate. What does discrimination means? Oh, why you are chanting the Hare Krishna mantra? What is the use? Not like this. There is no difference between Abhinnatva Nama Namina. Nama Chintamani. Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnatva Nama Namina. But Krishna's name is even more merciful than him. That is the only difference. Krishna's name is even more merciful than Krishna. And Krishna's form is also very sweet. His qualities are so good. Krishna has such wonderful qualities, merciful, very kind, compassionate, innumerable qualities he has. But his topmost quality is that he is Bhakta Vatsal. He is very affectionate to his devotees. He has like parental affection for his devotees. Not really parental affection, but it means like He will always take care of his devotees. And his pastimes are so attractive that the verse will come, Atma Ramasya Mudaya Nirgranthat Gurukrame Kurvanti Aitukim Bhakti Ittam Bhuta Gunari. What is the reason someone like completely liberated personality like Shuddha Goswami, why they are worshipping Krishna? They are liberated already. What is the worship? What is the need for worshipping Krishna? No. There is more happiness in relishing Krishna's pastimes. So Krishna's pastimes are so sweet that they give up their impersonal Brahman realization and want to worship Krishna. One who wants to separate the Lord's absolute name, form, and qualities from the Lord himself must be understood to be lacking in the absolute knowledge. So don't try to separate. There is no difference between the name and Krishna himself, or the form and Krishna himself, qualities and Krishna himself. Pastimes and Krishna are one. Understand? Pure devotee knows that when he chants the transcendental name Krishna, Shri Krishna is present as transcendental sound. So this name Krishna is also Krishna because it is the Krishna's literary incarnation. He therefore chants with full respect and veneration. So chanting means with full respect we should chant. I mean, we have a deep veneration. Not that inattentively chant, watching television, this, that. Inattentive chanting is not good. When he sees the forms of Sri Krishna, he does not see anything different from the Lord. Understand? If one sees otherwise, he must be considered untrained in the absolute knowledge. Certainly, Krishna has form is also Krishna. There is no difference between Krishna and his form. In the absolute, all manifestations of the Supreme Lord are non-dual, just as the multifarious forms of Vishnu, the controller of Maya, are non-dual. Although Bhagavan has innumerable Vishnu forms residing in innumerable Vaikuntha planets, but they all are one. So Bhagavan is one. And the Vishnu is called the controller of Maya. He is Mayadhish. We are subjugated by Maya. We are under the control of illusory potency of Krishna, Vairanga Shakti. But Bhagavan is Mayadhish, Radish. He is the master of material world and energy, material energy. Empiric philosophers who pursue the impersonal Brahma accept only the knowledge of the personality of the living entity is not different from the personality of the Supreme Lord. And mystic yogis who try to locate the Paramatma accept only the knowledge of their pure soul is not different from the super soul. The absolute conception of a pure devotee, however, includes all others. A devotee does not see anything except its relationship with Krishna. And therefore, his realization is the most perfect of all. The devotee only sees the relationship. It is very difficult to form actually a relationship with impersonal Brahma who has no shape, doesn't talk, doesn't smile, doesn't dance. What type of impersonal Brahma, I sometimes feel that it's very difficult to follow Christianity and Islam. Sometimes I feel that they're really great, you know. Because going to church where there is nothing, only wall. Going to mosque, there is only wall and praying to the wall. Really, how dry, high and dry it must be. And still they do it so religiously. Really, salute and hats off to them, really. I mean, it's so difficult to just pray to nothing. Void, understand? So, but our temple we go very beautiful deities, nice prasad, kirtans, so many pastimes, Krishna's pastimes, understand? But you read Bible and Quran, then it's okay. I mean, some pastimes of Jesus are there, and Muhammad sometimes may be there. But it's very, very dry. Not criticizing the scriptures, but really, um, that's why they are not very. Uh, what they really can speak about, what they can really speak about in Quran or Bible class or any class. Unless you discuss Bhagavatam, what is left in life actually? That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he advises us to discuss this Chaitanya Charitamrut, Chaitanya Charitamrut, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Srimad Bhagavatam. Actually, life is very short. Whatever time is left, that time is also beset with so many obstacles. Sometimes sickness will come, sometimes joint pain, sometimes this, sometimes that, sometimes you have to all of us and travel, some emergency may be there. Uh, so we should be very carefully study Srimad Bhagavatam whatever time is available. Understand? We are very, very fortunate we are getting the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam. Understand? And this is not available in any other religions. I'm not criticizing any other religions, but Bhagavad Dharma is so great. We have got such a wonderful path. So we should try to have deep faith and read these books. So I'll read the verse again. Vadanti tatta vidastattam yad jnanamadvayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdate. Vadanti tatta vidastattam yad jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdate. Understand? So this is the verse we read just now. And so basically, those who know the tattva, they call that Advait Gyan. They call that truth as Advait Gyan. So this is that definition of this. For example, Jnana, which is chit, full of sentience, and the knowledge in which there is no dull matter present. Achit is not there. That is Satchidananda Vastu. Understand? So there are three types of Vedas. सजातीय भेद, विजातीय भेद और स्वगत भेद. एक जाति में एक से अधिक वस्तु रहने पर सजातीय अर्थात समान जातीय भेद संभव. जैसे मनुष्य अनेक है, तो सभी मनुष्य जाति के हैं, परंतु उनके नाम रूपारी पृथक होते हैं, इसलिए समान जाति होने पर भी उनमें सजातीय भेद है. So there are actually three differences. Sajatiya Bhed. Sajatiya Bhed means there are many human beings. These human beings belong to different classes. And their names and forms are also different. So although human beings are of the same class, but there are some differences among them. Understand? So therefore, this is Sajatiya Bhed. Like you see human beings, some are black people. In Africa, the black people live, then the people of Indian origin, then Caucasian are also there, like Jews are also there, and then also Filipinos. Like this, there are different races and classes. All are men, all of them are men, but they have different forms. Understand? So this is called Sajatiya Ved. Ved within the class itself. So human class also has some differences within themselves. So it is told that किंतु एक से अधिक चित्त वस्तु रहने पर भी यदि अन्य ने सभी चित्त वस्तु एक मूल चित्त वंश के उसको तो उसमें सजातीय भेद नहीं होगा. So basically Vishnu or Krishna is one, and Krishna has so many incarnations, but although all the incarnations have different forms, different shapes, different pastimes, different names, different qualities, but they all are one. Because in Vishnu there is no Sajatiya Bhed. Understand? So that's why Bhagavan is devoid of Sajatiya Bhed. all his forms, although they look different, they are still one. Like for example, I am a human being. I may not look like a black person living in South Africa or Nigeria. Understand? The person who is living in Nigeria is also a human being. I am living in India is also I am also a human being. Both are human beings, but we have a difference because we are different class. Our race is different. Our color is different. Our characteristics are different. Understand? But in Bhagwan, such difference doesn't exist. Although Bhagwan has many incarnations, they all are one in the heart. Understand? They all are one. So भिन्न जातीय वस्तु विजातीय भेद है जैसे पशु और मनुष्य में विजातीय भेद है. So it is told that animal and a human being there is a difference called vijatiya bhed. Means human beings, like I am a human being and there are some dogs. So dogs and I am different. I belong to the class of human beings and the animals belong to like some animals like dogs are also there. They are different from me. Understand? So this jnana और चित वस्तु विजातीय वस्तु क्या है? So now it is told that Bhagwan doesn't have this vijatiya bhed also. ज्ञान चित जातीय वस्तु है और जो चित नहीं है प्राकृत जड़ है वही ज्ञान की विपरीत वस्तु है. जो विजातीय वस्तु यदि स्वयं सिद्ध नहीं हो और अपने सत्ता के लिए ज्ञान की अपेक्षा रखे तब इस विजातीय वस्तु का भी ज्ञान के साथ विजातीय भेद नहीं हो. So basically the point here is made is that Bhagwan is completely transcendental. So Bhagwan does not have this vijatiya bhed also. And there is also swagata bhed is also not there. Swagata means within itself. So here it is told that जिस वस्तु में एक से अधिक उपादान है उपादान भेद से उसमें भी स्वगत भेद है. जैसे दीवार में ईंट सीमेंट रेत बालू आदि होते हैं ये सब उपादान परस्पर विभिन्न है इसलिए दीवार में स्वगत भेद है. Here is giving an example of swagata veda. Suppose you construct a wall, then in construction of the wall you need bricks, you need cement, you need sand, you need jelly and all these things. These are the ingredients. There are different ingredients of which the wall is made. Therefore, the wall is one, but within the wall there are so many different things are there. Within the wall there is sand is also there. Within the wall cement is also there. You can also perceive the bricks also in the wall, jelly also in the wall. So many things are there in the wall. So when all these ingredients are mixed together as per their designated quantity, so that will form the wall. So like this, there is a swagata bhed. So in jnana vastu, this swagata bhed is also not there. Jnana is chit swarup. There is nothing else but consciousness in that. So that's why there is no swagata bhed in Bhagwan. Very actually complex topic actually this one, Advait Gyan. But basically try to understand these things that Advait Gyan is actually does not have these three differences: Sajatiya, Vijatiya and Swagata Bhed. These three things which are not there, then that knowledge is called Advait Gyan. So the learned scholars they call this Advait Gyan Vastu Tattva or Paramartha Vastu कहते हैं. Understand? Advait Jnana Tattva Vastu Krishna Swarupa. So we just try to understand that Bhagwan does not have this Swagata Ved, Sajatiya Ved and Vijatiya Ved. These three things are not there in Bhagwan. Bhagwan is free from that Swagata Veda, Sajatiya Veda and Vijatiya Veda. Understand? These three things are not there in Bhagwan. That is Advait Gyan Paratattva. Anyways, some other time we'll discuss this complex topic with more examples so you understand better. Uh, so Brahma Vichar. Now verse number 12 we are coming, that in verse number 12 तारंगेर शुद्ध किरण मंडल उपनिषद कहे तांद्रे ब्रह्म सुनिर्मल. What the Upanishads call the transcendental impersonal Brahman is the realms of the glowing effulgence of the same Supreme Person. So basically, there is bright light coming from the body of Krishna. That is actually impersonal Brahma. These three mantras of Undaka Upanishad give information regarding the bodily effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They say, Hiranmay pare koshe virajam brahma nishkalam. न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकम नेमो विद्युतो भाति कुतोयम अग्नि. So basically in the spiritual realm, beyond the material covering, is the unlimited Brahman effulgence, which is free from material contamination. Outside the material covering of the universe, you will see bright light, which is the unlimited Brahma. That effulgent white light is understood by transcendentalists to be the light of all lights. It's basically the source light. Means the light of the sun, light of the moon, they are all coming from the Brahma Jyoti, the bodily effulgence of Krishna. In that realm, there is no need of sunshine, moonshine, fire, or electricity for illumination. Because Bhagwan's abode is self-luminous. There is no need of sunshine, moonshine, fire or electricity there. Indeed, whatever illumination appears in material world is only a reflection of that supreme illumination. So here those who reside in Tirupati can appreciate it. But every day, so much hot sun, very effulgent sun is on our head. And that illumination of the sun is also coming from Brahma Jyoti of Bhagwan. Understand? So research should be done about this. And what is the source of Brahma Jyoti? Understand? So that material world, that Brahman is in front and in back, in the north, south, east and west, and also overhead and below. In other words, that supreme Brahma effulgence spreads throughout both material and spiritual skies. So Brahma is all pervading. It is in the north, south, east, west, above us, below us, everywhere it is there. In other words, the supreme Brahman effulgence spreads throughout both the material and spiritual skies. So the spiritual effulgence is now आत्मा के तत्वों को जानने वाले लोग जिन्हें ब्रह्म के रूप में जानते हैं, वे स्वर्ण ज्योति से आलोकित आनंदमय चिन्मय धाम में और जीवों के हृदय में वास करने वाले. So Bhagwan resides in the spiritual sky and also in the hearts of all the living entities. Bhagwan is actually Nirgun, devoid of the material qualities of material nature. He is Akhanda. He is unbroken. Akhanda. Understand? He is Sarvata Dosha Rahita. Bhagwan has no defect whatsoever. Bhagwan is Sarva Dosha Rahita. Understand? No defect in him. And he is the light of all the effulgent objects. Sarva Jyotirmay Vastu ke bhi Jyotishu. Means nothing can illuminate Bhagwan or his abode. The moon has no capability to illuminate Vaikuntha. The sun planet also cannot illuminate Vaikuntha. There are so many nakshatras, and even the electricity also cannot illuminate Bhagwan and Bhagwan's abode. So if these cannot illuminate sun and the moon, then what to speak of little fire? How can Bhagwan be controlled by fire? So उनका अनुसरण करके सूर्य आदि सभी उनसे प्रकाश को प्राप्त करते हैं. उनके प्रकाश से ही यह समस्त जगत प्रकाशित होता है। सामने पीछे दाएं बाएं ऊपर और नीचे यह जो विश्व विस्तृत हुआ है और समस्त ही उसी अमृत स्वरूप शाश्वत ब्रह्मात्मा है। So this material world is spread in four directions: east, west, south, all this, above, below, everywhere. So that is actually Brahma. Hmm. So therefore Brahma is the topmost tattva. Huh? Now verse number 13. चर्म चक्षे देखे जैसे सूर्य विशेष ज्ञान मार्ग लय किनारे तार विशेष. As with the naked eye, one cannot know the sun except as a glowing substance. Merely by philosophical speculation, one cannot understand Lord Krishna's transcendental varieties. Means by your naked eye, you cannot look at the sun. The sun is too effulgent to be looked at by one eye. Understand? And by philosophical speculation, you cannot understand Krishna's pastimes. Yasya Prabha Prabhoto, verse number 14. So basically, if you look by your material eyes, the sun may appear to be just a bright light having any special form. Therefore, those who have taken shelter of the path of impersonal knowledge, they cannot understand the true nature of Lord Shri Krishna. The Brahma Samhita says, Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti Koti Shvashesha Vasudari Vibhuti Vennam Tad Brahma Nishkalam Anantam Ashesha Bhutam Govindamati Purusham Tamam Bhajami. कोटि कोटि ब्रह्मांडों में समस्त पृथ्वी आदि ऐश्वर्य के द्वारा पृथक्कृत निष्कल अनंत असीम ब्रह्म जिनके प्रभाव से उसी आदि पुरुष गोविंद का मैं भजन करता हूँ. So this is from Brahma Samhita. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is endowed with great power. Bhagavan has great power. The glowing effulgence of his transcendental form is the impersonal Brahma, which is absolute. There is bright light coming from the body of Vishnu, and that is Brahma Jyoti. So that's why billions and billions of universes are situated in this Brahma Jyoti effulgence. So this verse appears in Brahma Samhita. Each and every one of the countless universes is full of innumerable planets with different contribution and atmosphere. So every universe is full of innumerable planets. There are innumerable planets inside them, and with different constitution and atmosphere. All these come from the unlimited non-dual Brahman or complete whole, which exists in the absolute knowledge. The origin of that unlimited Brahman effulgence is the transcendental body of Govinda, who is offered respectful obeisances as the original and supreme personality of God. Understand? So, the origin of that unlimited Brahman effulgence is the transcendental body of Govinda. So, Brahmano hi pratishthan. The origin of impersonal Brahman effulgence, the source of that is Govinda. Understand? So, कोटि कोटि ब्रह्मांडे जे ब्रह्मेर विभूति सही ब्रह्म गोविंदेर हय अंगकांति. श्री गोविंद भजी आमी तेहो मोर पति ताहार प्रसादे मोर हय सृष्टि शक्ति. श्री गोविंद भजी आमी तेहो मोर पति ताहार प्रसादे मोर हय सृष्टि शक्ति. I worship Govinda, he is my Lord, and only by his grace I am empowered to create the universe. Although the sun is situated far away from the other planets, its rays sustain and maintain them all. Indeed, the sun diffuses its heat and light all over the universe. Similarly, the Supreme Sun, Govinda, diffuses his heart and light everywhere. In the form of his different potencies. The sun's heat and light are non-different from the sun. In the same way, the unlimited potencies of Govinda are non-different from Govinda himself. The Bhagavad Gita clearly mentions that the impersonal Brahma is dependent upon Govinda, and this is the real conception of absolute truth, absolute knowledge. A very wonderful topic actually. This one. कोटि कोटि ब्रह्मांड जे ब्रह्मेर विभूति सेई ब्रह्म गोविंद रहे अंगकान सेई गोविंद भजी आमी तेहो मोर पाती तहार प्रसाद मोर हय पुष्टि शक्ति. So Bhagwan is the Bhagwan's opulence is that करोड़ों करोड़ ब्रह्मांड जिनके ब्रह्म की विभूति ऐश्वर्य है. Basically, all the brahmandas are coming from Brahma Jyoti, and these effulgence, body effulgence is actually Krishna's bodily luster. I worship that Govinda. He is my Lord, and I accepted the potency to create this world by him. Without his help, it was not possible to create. Understand? So Vatavasana yah vishaya shramana urdhamantina brahmakyam dhamate yanti shanta sannyasino amala. So basically this verse again Munaya Vatavasana shramana urdhamantina brahmakyam dhamate yanti shantah sannyasino amala. So this is a verse from Bhagavatam 10, 11.6.47. Naked saints and sannyasis who undergo severe physical penances, who can raise the semen to the brain and who are completely equipped in Brahman can live in the realm known as Brahmaloka. In this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Vatavasana refers to mendicants who do not care about anything material, including clothing, but who depend wholly on nature. Such sages do not cover their bodies even in severe winter or scorching sunshine. They take great pains not to avoid any kind of bodily suffering, and they live by begging from door to door. They never discharge their semen, either knowingly or unknowingly. By such celibacy, they are able to raise the semen to the brain. Thus, they become most intelligent and develop very sharp memories. Their minds are never disturbed or diverted from contemplation on the absolute truth, nor are they ever contaminated by the desire for material enjoyment. By practicing austerities under the strict discipline, such mendicants attain a neutral state transcendent to the good of nature and merge into the impersonal Brahma. Hare Krishna. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Anchakal Patruvesha Kripa Sindhuveta Pradhanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Hare Krishna. Actually, these very deep topics are there in this one. Chaitanya is a very philosophical book, and all the Mahaprabhu's pastimes also there, but philosophy is also very deep. So, anyways, we should try to understand that Krishna is free from this. The Vedas, Sajatiya, Sajatiya, Vijatiya and Swagat Ved. Uh, then only is absolute truth. Understand? Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare Panchakalpatarvecha Kripa Sindhuvecha Paridanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Thank you. Hare. Dandavat.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Marge. Marge, today is also Ananga Mohan Prabhu's birthday. So
Oh,
please, can you bless him? Anup Prabhu. Ananga Mohan Prabhu. And Sati
okay.
Mataji would also sing bhajan today, Marge.
Sure. Anangavan Prabhu. Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalam Gruda Mangalam Pundrikaksha Mangalayatuna Hari Madhava Madhava Vachi Madhava Madhava Rudhi Swaranti Sadhava Sarve Sarvakareshu Madhava Lavastesham Jayastesham Gutastesham Parabhavam Yesham Indivar Sham Hridestu Janardana Jai Jai Jai. So basically, um, so Anuprabhu, try to now increase. What is birthday? Birthday means we are coming closer to death by 1 year. Hare Krishna. So try to do more bhajan. Om Swastino Govinda, Swastino Achyutananto, Swastino Vasudevo Vishnu Dadatu, Swastino Narayano Narovai, Swastina Padmanabho Purushottama Dadatu, Swastino Vishwakseno Visheshwara, Swastino Rishikesho Hari Dadatu, Swastino Vainatayo Hari, Swastino Anjana Suto Anur Bhagavata Dadatu, Swasti Swasti Sumangale Kesho Mahan Shri Krishna Sachidananda Gana Sarveshwareswaro Dadatu, Karotu Swasti Me Krishna Sarva Lokeshwareshwara Karta Desha Kuruvantu, स्वस्ति में लोक पावना विष्णु मनो सर्वत्र स्वस्ति कुर्यात् श्रियासमं तथैव च सदाकाश के सर्व विघ्न विनाशना अतसि कुसुमोपमेय कांतिर यमुना कुल कदम मूलवर्ती नव गोप मधु विलासशाली विधनोतन मंगलानि कृष्णा करतु कल्याणम कंस कुंजर केशरी कालिंजर कल्लोल कोलाहल कुतूहल माधव माधव वाची माधव माधव हृदि वरंति साधवा सर्वे सर्वकारीषु माधवम लाभस्तेषां जयस्तेषां कृतस्तेषां पराभवम् ईशामिन्द्रियवरश्यां वरदस्तु जनार्दन मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम मधुसूदन मंगलम ऋषिकेश्वयं मंगलाय तनो हरि विष्णुच्चारण मात्रेण कृष्णस्य स्मरणधरे सर्व विघ्नानि नश्यन्ति मंगलम स्यान्न संशय सत्यम कलियुगे विप्रस्य हरिर्नाम मंगलम परम सत्यनं नृणाम् नास्ते भगतदन्यथा पुंडरीकाक्ष गोविंद माधवादिं स्मरेत् तस्य स्यान् मंगलम सर्वकर्माद विघ्ननाशनम मंगलायतनम कृष्णम गोविंदम गरुड़ध्वजम माधवम पुंडरीकाक्षम विष्णु नारायणम हरिम वासुदेवम जगन्नाथम अच्युतम मधुसूदनम तथा मुकुंदानंतादिन्य स्मरेत् प्रथमं श्री कर्ता सर्वत्र सुतरां मंगलानंद कर्मणा मंगलम भवतु हरे कृष्ण थैंक यू अनंत दंडवत
Thank you so
प्रणाम
much.
कृष्णे मतिरस्तु हरे कृष्ण so birthday means we should now take a stop that how many years we have spent, how we have spent them, how we can improve our bhajan. There is no guarantee of life. But although there is no guarantee of life, but there was a great king called Khatavanga. He had very little time to live, maybe 24 minutes or 12 minutes. And he did bhajan for 12 minutes and got perfection. So you may not have many years, or I may not have many millenniums to live. Few years we live on the planet, 100 years, 50 years, 60 years, depending on what lifespan we have. Understand? But still, we can hope against hope that Krishna will show mercy to us. Because there are so many examples in Bhagavatam like Ajamil, Katwanga Raja, they did bhajan, understand? And they were, although in householder life, they were doing bhajan. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
So, Sati Mata Devi, now you sing bhajan. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Krishna Krishna. Hare Bol. Start, Didi.
Mataji, unmute.
Yeah, should I start? All right.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
this
please.
song is saying it's a border song, Maharaj, and it's
Ah,
saying, "Oh little angel, how can I explain my relationship with you? I feel connected to you deeply down in my heart. Um, why do my eyes thirst to see you? every moment? Why are my arms always eager to hug you? Why I do I don't know at all why I love you, but I do. You are a tender flower belong to someone else's garden. Why does your fragrance impact so much on the garden of my mind? Why does the spring come into life because of you? Even though you are not connected to me, why do you make me feel so uneasy? Why I see you? Why do waves of desire rise up in the ocean of my mind? Why do I always wait for you every time, hoping that you would come along? The song is आनंद से फरिश्ते तुझसे ये कैसा नाता कैसे ये दिल फरिश्ते आनंद से फरिश्ते तुझे तेरे पुकारे से क्यों हर दिन ये निगाहें पीछे से रहते हैं तेरे निगाहें मुझे खुद पता नहीं है कि मुझे तुझे प्यार क्यों है ओ नंद से फरिश्ते तुझसे ये कैसा नाता कैसे ये दिल फरिश्ते आनंद से फरिश्ते नाज़ो नाज़ुक फूल ऐसे और चमन का खुशबू से तेरे महके क्यों बाग मेरे मन का तेरे जिंदगी चाहे तुझे बाहर क्यों है ओ नंद से फरिश्ते तुझसे ये कैसा नाता कैसे ये दिल फरिश्ते ओ नंद से फरिश्ते तू कुछ नहीं है मेरे फिर भी ये तड़प कैसे तुझे देखते मन के होती है कारवां हर वक्त मुझको रहता तेरे इंतजार क्यों है ओ नंद से फरिश्ते तुझसे ये कैसा नाता कैसे ये दिल के रिश्ते ओ नंद से फरिश्ते Happy birthday to you. Hare Krishna.
It's actually in this
Uh,
material world, the object of our love, that is the choice, is generally people make a wrong choice. Last class also I
yeah,
told that they are actually not loving Krishna, but finding some other male or female to be object of their love. And basically Bhagavatam says that nothing else gives you as much distress as an attachment to opposite sex or a person who's attached to the opposite sex. Means the topmost pain I have seen, and Bhagavatam also concludes like that. By attachment to opposite sex, so you suffer like anything.
yeah,
And basically, that's why you have to take away that attachment and offer it to Krishna and see everything in relationship with Krishna. Deal with everyone, every woman like a mother, like Shri Gurudev, Shri Padhanti Maharaj dealt with. never looked upon woman as an object of your sense gratification. Because if as soon as the moment you start looking at women as object of your sense gratification, your material life has begun. But you should see them as the energies of Krishna and also maid servants of Krishna. Then you have no problem. Understand? So
Yeah.
then what will happen? Then we'll develop Ahituki Bhakti. Ahituki Bhakti means what is Ahituki Bhakti? Oh means Ahituki Bhakti is translated as causeless Bhakti in English. But we know Om. The Supreme Lord is addressed by the title Om. Om
Yeah.
has three syllables A, U, and Ma. A means Vishnu, U means Brahma, and Ma means Shiva. So the word A in Om refers to Vishnu or Krishna. And Ahituki means bhakti that is done for the pleasure of A is Vishnu, that is Ahituki bhakti. So bhakti should be done for the pleasure of Krishna. Our aim and object is to satisfy Krishna. Understand? But there are men who are toys in the hands of women, and vice versa. There are women who are also toys in the hands of men, and men who are the toys in the hands of the women. So they actually suffer like anything. So, but that's why these gopis are so great. They were married. Not that gopis were not married. Especially Sadhan Sita gopis were married. Radharani gopis also householders. But they gave up all the attachment for their husbands, children, and also to in-laws and other things, and not even worrying about future life, what will happen in future life. They simply loved Krishna.
Mm.
They simply loved Krishna. And our aim and object is to follow in their footsteps. That give up everything and you chant Hare Krishna mantra. Understand? So that's why
I-
in Brahma Gita also it is told. If anyone will hear Krishna's sweet pastimes by the ears, then that great person will become free from duality. Dvandva. Dvandva means duality. That happiness and distress. But you see that devotees, they are completely neutral. Happiness comes, distress comes, they don't really care. There is no sense of aham mama, this is mine, this is his, this they don't have. Everything belongs to Krishna, so not fighting what belongs to who. So devotees become completely penniless. Understand? There is no need to pamper and satisfy rich people, unnecessarily glorify them and be their slaves. There are so many types of tattered clothes thrown on the street. Like in Tirupati also I've seen. There is actually a wall of compassion, they call it. And all the old clothes, people discard them. Ladies' dresses, men's dresses, shirts, trousers, jeans, like this, they are given away. Children's uniforms, what they will do with the old clothes? So they just hand over to the municipality and they put it in this wall. Anyone can come and take the clothes. So much clothes are just available. There are many fruit bearing trees. You can take fruit from them. Especially this is true in Hawaii and some places, village sites. There are so many mountains which are caves. You can stay in those caves. If you need a pillow, you can just use your arm as a rest your head. You can use that as a pillow. Generally speaking, the pillow which we have is actually cannot adjustable. It has only one single side. But this is I can adjust like this, like this. This is like foldable pillow. Understand? And if you are sleeping on a bed, that bed may be 6 feet by 6 feet or 8 feet by 8 feet at the most. King size bed may be 12 feet by 12 feet, not more than that. But suppose you are sleeping on the ground, then your bed is so big, 1 million miles across. Understand? 1 million miles length and width. So, what is the use of running after these materialistic persons? So many facility Bhagavan has given. No need to glorify these unnecessarily materialistic persons. Somehow your needs will be fulfilled. Understand? And you should chant this holy name. Don't waste this very precious human form of life in mundane pursuit. The names of Sri Krishna, they are very, very sweet. Madhura
Yeah.
Madhuram Etan Mangalam Mangalanam. Sakala Nigamavali Satpalam Chit Swarupam. Sakrudapi Parihitam Shraddaya Hedayava. Bhagavan Matram Taret Krishna. Whether you know or don't know the importance of the holy name, if you chant it, some benefit will come. Even if you are doing Namaprad, wealth will come. Understand? That's why this holy name, the greatest of the mercy. Etadrushita Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdevam Idrushya Janina Anurada. Although Bhagavan has stored all his potencies in the holy name, we have no faith in the holy name. And our heart has become hard like a thunderbolt because of offenses from past lives. Sadashmasaram Hridayam Batidat Griyamanir Harinamadi. No Vichayathat Yadadikaro Netre Jalam Gata Vishwasha. Because of offenses, heart has become so hard. Despite repeatedly chanting the holy name, the tears don't come in the eyes. But no problem. Even if tears are not coming, keep on chanting the holy name. If you chant even Namaprad, wealth will come, beautiful wife will come, beautiful husband will come, big house will come, all facilities will come. Namaprad will also fulfill all your material desires. If you chant Namabhas, oh, especially Chaya Namabhas, oh, then you will become free from all prarabdha karma. When Chayanavas will free you from all prarabdha karma and will bestow liberation on you. But devotees don't accept liberation. Salokya, Sarupya, Sarupya, Ekatvam Abhivuta, Yemanam no Grananti Vinamat Sevanavita. Devotees only want to do Sri Krishna's service, loving service. Understand? So we should try to be like, uh, worship that Krishna. He is very kind. For the benefit of the cows, for protecting the Brajavasis, that Sri Krishna lifted Giraj Govardhan. He is worshipable even by Brahma and Shiva. Uh, that Sri Krishna, evening time, used to collect all the cows by playing the flute song and used to call them secretly, and all the cows used to gather. Then, while Sakhas used to glorify him, playing the flute, he used to enter into the Braj. Understand? Krishna is very tired when he's coming from pasturing grounds to the Braj. Understand? There is perspiration on his face. But devotees of Brajavasis are looking at his beautiful face. And his face is covered by the dust raised by the hooves of the cows. He is wearing the garland of forest flower garland, Vanamala. Understand? So Sri Krishna is like that Sri Krishna. He is manifested from the belly of Mother Yashoda. Just like from the ocean the moon comes out. Like that, that beautiful moon like Sri Krishna appeared from the belly of Mother Yashoda. Understand? He is our Lord. Understand? We should not worry about other things. Other thing and politics and other things will not help you. Don't go into political parties. They will only cheat you. Understand? You may be in family life, but don't be attached. Be detached. You may be married, no harm. But be detached and have attachment for Krishna. Understand? So here, Chaitanya Charitamrita is the aim and object is to give Shuddha Bhakti. Just like we chant the holy name. We chant the holy name, how we chant the holy name on the beads. So that like Krishna also used to count how many cows are there. He used to have a mala of jewels and used to count how many cows have come. Red cow has come, black cow has come, yellow cow has come, this cow has come. Like this, is to count the names of the cows on his standing beads. Understand? He used to rest his hand on the shoulder of his friend and used to play the flute. So he used to steal the used to steal the heart of all the those. Understand? Hmm. And what to speak of human beings? Even say those. Who are the does? They are the wives of the deer. So these deers, the does, they are also searching for Krishna. Just like gopis left all the hope of living in a householder life. Understand? Gopis were happily situated with their husbands and family members. But when they heard the flute song of Krishna, oh, flute song not only stole their minds, but also their hearts, ears, their senses, and they ran behind that flute song. Now they have no hope of living happily anymore. Understand? They gave up the hope of living in a householder life after they heard the flute song. Same thing happens to the does. Once they hear the flute song of Krishna, oh, these does completely forget everything, even their husbands, and they run to Krishna. So what to speak of anyone else? Those also are attracted to Krishna. So this land of Braj is decorated by the Krishna's footprints, like the flag and like the thunderbolts, lotus, and gourd, elephant gourd, like an ankush, like a hook to control the elephant. An elephant is actually controlled by this hook. Elephant is very big, but the mahut, the elephant rider, he will control the elephant. First, he will pinch the ear with the iron hook, with ankush. And then, if doesn't listen, then they will pinch near the eye. Immediately, the elephant is controlled. So basically, our mind is also like an elephant, and uncontrolled elephant, trampling everything. And Krishna's lotus footprints, they have the signs of this ankush or gourd. And we are praying to Krishna that when we remember your lotus feet, when we remember the sign of this gourd, please control our uncontrolled mind, which is like a mad and elephant. Understand? So basically, Krishna is when Krishna plays the flute song. Understand? One time when Gopi came, and she came to the assembly of Mother Yashoda, and she told Mother Yashoda that your Krishna is performing so many sweet pastimes which are suitable for a cowherd boy, and he is so expert in playing the flute song, and he is the best of the scholars. Understand? So expert in playing flute song, and he knows all the swaras, all the melodies, sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. Hearing the flute song of Krishna, the Indra, the Shiva, Lord Brahma, they all they are scholars also. Indra is also scholar, Shiva is also scholar, Brahma is also scholar. But they cannot understand what melody Krishna is playing. Understand? Brahma also is a good singer and he has knowledge of the art of singing. But he cannot fathom what type of melodies Krishna is playing, what type of rhythm and what type of melody there is in Krishna's flute song. So all Brahma, Shiva, Indra, they will lower their heads and bow down to Krishna. Understand? So that is what is actually we should try to remember, not this mundane things. Understand? That will not help us. When we chant these holy names, we should remember these sweet, sweet pastimes which are mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam by Sri Shukdev Goswami Pad. So basically, Krishna is wearing the flower garlands in Braj, and he is wearing the decorations in the ears made also from flowers. So Krishna is giving happiness along with Balaram to the whole world by playing the flute song. So actually, and also you see that the clouds. So actually, clouds also they follow in the footsteps of the flute song. When Krishna plays the flute song, then the clouds also reciprocate and they also start thundering gently. Understand? And then they know that Krishna has come to the world. The whole world is burning. This is like a burning place, so hot due to the fire. But the whole world is on fire. So Krishna has come to cool down the whole world, to give some coolness to the world, comforting coolness to the world. And to help in Krishna's pastime of cooling down the world, when Krishna plays the flute song, the cloud starts thundering, and following in footsteps of Krishna's flute song, they also shower some drizzle, like some drops of rain. Understand? Actually, these drops which are coming, they are not actually drops of water which the clouds are showering, but there is like the um, it's like the shower of flowers. Understand? It's like the shower of flowers. Like they say, like Snan Yatra was there, last 14th was Snan Yatra of Jagannath. They say that on Snan Yatra day it must rain, and also and Rath Yatra day it must not rain. That is what they say. They generally they say like this, that it doesn't rain on Rath Yatra day and it always rains on Snan Yatra day. Understand? So Krishna is bathed, Jagannath is bathed on Snan Yatra day, and the canopy or the tent which they erect, where Jagannath is bathed on a high podium, that particular canopy has holes in it. That tent has holes, so that demigods can also bathe Krishna. Otherwise, if there are no holes, how they will be able to bathe? So raindrop waters also fall. Actually, it is not the rain at all, but it is the demigods who are showering Krishna, showering Jagannath that day. Understand? So basically, all these pastimes are very, very sweet. And Krishna has performed so many sweet pastimes in Vrindavan. So Krishna is um, on his left cheek. Um, Krishna will actually lower his left cheek on his left shoulder, and he will actually, his eyes are dancing and playing flute, and wonderful, his fingers, they are dancing on the holes of the flute. And in this way, he is playing the flute. And the flute song, hearing, what to speak of the demigods, even their wives, demigoddesses, they become stunned and they become embarrassed actually. Actually, what happens when Krishna plays the flute song, the hearts of these wives of the demigods, demigoddesses, basically it is pierced by the arrow of Cupid, understand, Kamadev. And they become completely helpless. They cannot control themselves and they become unconscious. Understand? And that time, these wives of demigods, demigoddesses, these devis, they don't even know that their knot has undone. So, like this, it means that such sweet pastimes are there. Krishna is so attractive. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give this. The whole idea of reading Chaitanya Charitamrita basically is to um, understand this Krishna's sweetness. But some tattva is also necessary. Because Siddhanta Punya Chitte na taralasa iti Krishna like Sudhura Manasa. We should try to understand some tattva also. Hare Krishna. Vanchakal Patra Vaishya Kripa Sindhu Veda Vajanam Pavani Vaishna Devi. Thank you, Didi. Siddhi Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you for that lesson. We're going to sing Baju Hure, me and you. Maharaj, I want you to help me to sing it.
Sing.
So we're going to sing Baju Hure Mana Sri Nanda Nandana.
Okay. That is
Okay.
This is actually a very elevated song. This is Govinda Kaviraj has written. Please sing.
Okay. All right. So we're going to sing.
Baju Hure Mana Dinandanam
Abhaya Charanara
Vindare
Vrindare Baju Hure Mana
Nandanandana
Abhaya Charanara Vrindare Dulabha
Manava Janama Satsange Sange
Baju Hure Mana Sri Nandana
Abhaya Charana
Sita Tapa
बत परीशना
Kanna
विघ्न जामिनी जागिरे
Jagite Bihali
फल से विनो
Sevana Kripa
श्रीनंदन
No Bipali Sevino
से विनो
Kripana
कृपा दुर्जना सफल
Rajani
सुखल
Kala Sukala Balagire Bajahuri Mana
मना श्रीनंदन
Nandana Abaya
भज
Charanara
चरण विंदरे
Vindari Idama Chavana Putra Parijana
जना
Itikia
किया छे पर
Pachi
तीरे
Titire Kamala Dala
दल
Jana
जल जीवन तल मन
Jivana Talamala
भगव
Bajahuri
हरिपद
Haripa
नीति
Lakini Tire Bajahuri
रे
Mana
मन श्री नंद नंदन
Abaya
भय चरण
Charanara
रविंद
Vandare Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana
नंदन पाद सेवन दास्य
Padasena Dasyare Pujana
पूजन
Sakhi
सखी
Jana
जन आत्मनिवेदन
Atmavidena Pujana Sakhi Jana
सखी जन आत्मनिवेदन
Atmavidena Govinda Dasa
दशाभिलाष रे
Vilasire Bajore
गौरे
Mana
मन श्री नंदन
Nandana Abaya
अभय चरण
Vindare Durlabha Manava
जन्म
Janma
संगे
Satsanga Bhaya Sindure Bajahure Mana
मन श्री
Srinandana
नंदन
Abhaya Charana Vrindari
Hare Krishna. Very good.
Hare
This is
Krishna
actually the essence
Hare
of all
Krishna
Krishna consciousness.
Yeah
The essence of all
Hare
Krishna consciousness.
Krishna
Sing.
Hare Krishna to you Hare
Very good.
Krishna to you Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna to you
to you. Very good. Very
Nitya
good.
Nitya Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Nitya
Om
Gaura
Hari
Hari
Gaur Hari
Bol
Bol. Nitai
Nitya
Gaur
Gaura Hari
Hari
Bol Nitya Gaura
Bol.
Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol
Nitai
Hare
Gaur
Krishna
Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.
Jai
Very good, very good. That is how we wish in Krishna consciousness. Remind every
mm,
living entity, birthday means we have to do more bhajan.
mm,
Understand? We are getting older. Old age will
Yeah
come very soon. It's a knock. Basically, 1 year is gone. Alas, I did not do bhajan. So we should become more alert. Understand? In India, they don't give cake. Cake is cutting, blowing. Basically, mainly they will distribute laddus mainly, offer prasad to Krishna and laddus are distributed. There are different ways to celebrate birthday, understand. And
mm,
basically, there are different types of persons in this world. There are some persons in this world, if you love them, uh, and suppose I love someone, and that person also loves me, this is actually a type of business, understand? Uh, Bhagavan also told this. Mitho bhajanti ye sakhya swarthi kanto dhyamahite na tatar samurdham dharma swarthartham taddi nanyata. So, but those who actually, suppose someone loves me, then so I also love that person in reciprocation. That is more like a business. That is more out of selfishness. He loves me, so I also love him. So that is actually, there is no religious principle in that. But if someone doesn't love you and still you love that person, then that is actually faultless religion. Understand? It's actually real friendship. So examples of these persons are like the father, mother, and merciful persons. They are like, even if we don't love our mother, father, they really love us. They really love us. These are the examples Bhagavan is telling. That there are some persons who are causelessly merciful, like mother, father. There are some persons who love only those who love them. And there are some persons who love, who they don't love, but still they love. They are different type persons. Understand? So Bhagavan is talking all these things, the gopis. Understand? For example, father, mother, the elder persons, they do a selfless welfare for us. They act in a selfless manner for our welfare. If we don't serve them, then we get one great sin of Guru Droha. Understand? Um, so, for example, Bhagavan is telling that he is the Supreme Lord. Shri Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And because he is the Supreme Lord, all the living entities are sons of Krishna. And that's why Krishna has the feeling that all are my children. So even if the living entities don't love him, he still maintains love for them. This is the dharma of Krishna. Understand? Like that is the reason why you see that so many countries Krishna is not worshipped, but still they get rain, they get food, clothes, grains, flowers, all things are provided by Krishna. They are not doing even a little bit of worship. Why? Because of this Krishna's causeless mercy. Because he thinks I am father. It's not that he thinks he is the father. So being the father and mother, oh, these are all my children. All living entities are my children. So Krishna's natural love and affection for them. Understand? But Krishna also has taken a vow that ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyaham. Mama vartmanu vardante manusya partha sarvasha. Understand? That if people surrender to me, then I reward them. If you more surrender, then Krishna will reward you more. But sometimes what Krishna does, if you love Krishna, then sometimes Krishna will neglect them. Krishna will neglect them. Means the devotee loves Krishna so much. Understand? So much he is loving Krishna. But Krishna will neglect that devotee. But this is actually real mercy of Krishna. And this is actually special mercy. When Krishna is neglecting that devotee, that is also his mercy. Understand? So, so basically, this may happen sometimes. The devotees, Krishna is not reciprocating or neglecting that devotee. That should also be considered the mercy. Poverty is not necessarily a curse. Try to understand this. Many devotees think, oh, Krishna kept me so poor. Why Krishna is not giving me wealth? Why I am so poor? Understand? But know that actually Krishna has told in Bhagavatam, Yasyaham anupranami harishyat dhanam shanam. If I really show mercy on someone, I try to take away their wealth. Understand? For example, someone is worshipping Krishna so much, but Krishna will not reciprocate. What happens? The devotee says, wow, I'm chanting so much, I'm doing so much seva, but Krishna is not reciprocating. Then that devotee will become, his attachment to Krishna will increase even more. When Krishna will be neutral or neglect him, then his attachment will increase even more. Suppose, for example, some poor man is there. Krishna is giving an example. Some poor man is there. And suddenly he finds $100 bill on the street. Or someone gives him $100 or he earns $100. Oh, I got $100. Very poor man, but he got now $100. But then what happens? Somehow he misplaces that $100 bill or he's walking and it wallet drops somewhere or some pickpocket takes away that wealth. God knows. After a lot of effort and hardship, he has got $100. And when that $100 is lost, what will happen? He will become mad. He will sit in a solitary place and only think of the $100 bill. Oh, I got a $100 bill after such a long time. and I lost it. So his mind will be only thinking of that money which he lost, which came after a long time and it was lost again. He'll think like that. So devotee will also do like that. Then devotee will also continue to think of Krishna. Oh, I'm trying, but Krishna is not reciprocating. Krishna is neglecting me. Let me try more. Let me try more. Let me try even more. So devotee's eagerness will increase. Understand? So therefore, Krishna is sometimes may neglect the devotees just to increase their attachment. Understand? So these are all secrets of bhakti actually. They're all secrets of the bhakti. Basically, Bhagavan is bestowing auspiciousness on this world, and he is removing all the distresses of the Brajavasis. So basically, Krishna's bhajan is the greatest medicine which destroys the disease of the heart. Understand? It destroys the disease of the heart. So this Krishna bhajan is the best medicine. So there was a great king by the name Chitraketu Maharaj. Once he told Krishna, he told that simply by your darshan of Krishna, all the sins of the living entities are destroyed. Understand? Simply by darshan of Krishna, all the sins of the living entities are destroyed. And if someone will chant the name of Krishna even once, just remember the name of Krishna even once, that person may be a dog eater. He'll become free from the material existence. So he told that Yannama Sakrut Shravanat Ukkashopi Vimuchate Samsara. Sakrut. Sakrut means Sanskrit once. Even once someone will remember the name of Krishna, he will become free from the material existence. So basically, we should always try to chant the holy name of Krishna. Because Yamaraj has ordered his messengers. He said that those whose tongue doesn't chant the name of Krishna, those whose heart is not remembering the lotus feet of Krishna, those whose head is not bowing down to Krishna, and those who are not doing any activities of devotional service, bring all of them to me. Understand? But if you are chanting the name of Krishna, if you are remembering Krishna, if you are bowing down to Krishna, then no question of Yamadutas, carrying you by force to the hell. It's not possible. Understand? Suppose doctor will tell you that take proper food. Understand? Means you have to take food, proper food. Suppose you have skin disease, then you are not supposed to take eggplants or brinjal because that will increase the skin disease. So like that, if you don't follow this food habit proper and you still take eggplant and brinjal, then the itching habit will increase even more. So similarly, if you are not chanting the names, Sankhya Purvaka Naam, which Gurudev has given us, we are not chanting Hare Krishna or Govinda Damodar Madhavita Bhagwan's names, and if you are not doing Kirtan, how will you get auspiciousness? So we should become free from duplicity and offenses and increase the number of rounds. Keep on increasing the number of rounds. So this is what is told actually. So first, we remember the names. Then you remember the form of Krishna. Understand? And then after that you start remembering the qualities of Krishna. And after that, finally, the pastimes of Krishna. You follow this sequence. Not that you immediately start remembering pastimes. No. First, now. First, remember the name of Krishna. Then you can sometimes remember the form of Krishna. Then sometimes qualities, and then the pastimes of Krishna. This is auspiciousness. Understand? You should try to follow this. And again, it is told in Narabuni study that suppose someone has given a aspiration for mundane religiosity or economic development or sense gratification, and then he is aspiring for the fourth goal of life, liberation. Sometimes people say, I want to chant the holy name all the time, but if I am in a family life, then it will be very difficult. I will have to look after my wife, children, husband. So let me take renounce order of life. But then again one starts associating with opposite sex after taking sannyas or renouncing the household life. Then that person is called Vantashi. Vantashi means He's a vomit eater. He's eating his own vomit. Understand? He vomited all this sun certification. Now again he's licking that. So basically, we should not try to. If you give up family life, then don't go back to it. But if you are a householder, then stay in family life and do bhakti. But anyways, don't have any worries. If you have committed some sinful activities knowingly or unknowingly in the past, then keep on chanting the holy name. That is the best atonement. Chanting the holy name, one becomes completely free from all the sins. But don't commit strength on the chanting of the holy name. And also don't think that I will do atonement and on the strength of atonement, first let me sin, then I will do the atonement by chanting the holy name, then again I will sin. Don't maintain this mentality. This is like a bathing of an elephant. Elephant is bathed in Kaveri river or Godavari river, then elephant will go again on the shore and the trunk put so much dust and again sprinkle on the head. Again the elephant is dirty. Understand? So basically, we should not sin again on the strength of holy name. Oh, I am chanting holy name, so let me commit more sinful activities. No. You should avoid sinful activities diligently and also chant the holy name. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I'll be late. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Manchata Padamcha. Kripa Sindhu
Hare Krishna.
Pranam.
Savat Pranam.
Dhanyavad, sir. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad,
Hare
sir.
Krishna Maharaj. Dandavat pranams. Thank you so
Dhanyavad,
much.
sir. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Anand Mohan Prabhu.
Ananga
Happy
Mohan Prabhu.
birthday to you. Hare Krishna. Happy birthday, Anand Mohan Prabhu. Dhanyavad. Hare Krishna. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Dhanyavad. Thank you.
Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Dharika Giridhari Radha Vinod Bihari Ji ki Jai. Om Vishnu Pada Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Vishnu Deity Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Om Vishnu Pada Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Dandi Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nitile Pravishtam Vishnu Pada Stottara Shata Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nitile Pravishtam Vishnu Pada Stottara Shata Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nitile Pravishtam Vishnu Pada Stottara Shata Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj ki Jai. Nitile Pravishtam Vishnu Pada Stottara Shata Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragan Keshava Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nitile Pravishtam Vishnu Pada Stottara Shata Shri Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitile Pravishta Parama Bhagavat Pravara Shri Srila Gauri Gosodas Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Nitile Pravishta Srila Sachidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. Nitile Pravishta Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Gaudiya Vedanta Acharya Shri Srila Baladev Vidya Bhushan Prabhu ki Jai. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki Jai. Srila Narottam Srinivas Shyamana Prabhu Traya ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhattara Guna Shri Jiva Gopal Bhadas Guna Sad Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Shri Swarup Damodar Raya Ramananda Shri Gaura Prasad ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem Sako Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Antadvip Mayapur Siman Dvip Godrum Dvip Madhya Dvip Kola Dvip Ritu Dvip Janu Dvip Modra Dhrum Dvip Ruda Dvip Patmakashi Navadvip Dham ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Go Govardhan Vadash Vanatmaka Shri Vrajamandal ki Jai. Shri Radhakun Shamakun Ganga Yamuna Tulasi Bhakti Devi ki Jai. Shri Mati Vrinda Devi ki Jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki Jai. Shri Gopi Shivar Mahadev ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra Ji ki Jai. Shri Sheta Mandal ki Jai. Sarva Vigna Vinashikaya Nrsimhadev ki Jai. Bhakti Viprava Shri Prahalad Maharaj ki Jai. Char Dham ki Jai. Char Sampradaya ki Jai. Char Acharya ki Jai. Akar Maharaj Shri Chaitanya Mat ki Jai. Shri Shri Keshaviji Gaudiya Mat. O Tat Sakama Samha ki Jai. Grantaraj Shri Mat Bhagavatam ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Charita Amrit ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Samagad Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaura Premanan Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna Ananga Mohan. Happy birthday to you. Oh Lord
Thank you very
Jagannath
much.
bless you abundantly and improving and this into your bhakti.
Thank you so much for blessing me.
I don't know this, Prabhu, but happy birthday to you, my dear.
Thank you so much, Madhya. I appreciate it.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mohan, Ananga Mohan Prabhu, and a very happy birthday. May Lord Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Gurudev bless you and continue in your wonderful seva. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpa Turubhya Astya Kripa Sindhubhya Vicha Patitanam Pavanibhya Vaishnavibhya Namo Namaha Vaishnavibhya Namo Namaha Vaishnavibhya Namo Namaha. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining today. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams. We'll see you all tomorrow. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.